Meanwhile, the border fortress with its damaged walls fell into crisis. Run away! The zombie tide has broken through. This caused a great panic for the people inside, and the entire city descended into chaos, filled with cries of agony and pleas for help. Just then, a little girl accidentally fell. Watching the zombies lunge at her with bare teeth, she thought she was doomed and closed her eyes in fear. But the next second, it suddenly quieted down around her. When she opened her eyes again, she found that the zombies and rocks were floating in the air. Security officer Greta had arrived and used her psychic ability to lift all the zombies into the air. She suddenly clenched her palms, and the floating debris and zombies moved in a single direction. Everything then converged into a singular point. All of the debris and zombies were now getting crushed into itself with a great force. Just when Greta thought she had dealt with all the zombies, she suddenly gasped in surprise. The debris were all cut in half, and then the zombie king who had split the wall earlier appeared before her. Humans are really annoying. The task was almost over. Why did you have to show up now? With that, the zombie king launched an attack on Greta. Seeing this, Greta drew her sword and pointed it towards her enemy, her energy overflowing from the weapon. The zombie king's attack was halted mid-air. What is this? I can't move. It's not over yet. Take a look around you. Above the zombie king's head, numerous swords and blades were hovering. You're the one who broke the wall, right, bastard? With that, Greta clenched her hand, unleashing all the weapons on his opponent. Pay for the lives lost in this disaster with your death. But even that didn't kill him. Greta heard the zombie king muttering over and over, annoying ability. Its previous form was tearing away, revealing his true form. Let me tear you to shreds. Smoke had been released from its body and formed into countless dark blades. It stretched out far and wide, slashing the city all over, causing more destruction. This was the power of the Blade Zombie King. Under the continuous destruction by the Blade Zombie King, Greta needed to retreat. But then, she noticed a wound on her arm, corpse poison, and it was already starting to spread. The association confirmed years ago that zombie kings are tough opponents. And now, multiple zombie kings have arrived. And now we're in big trouble. Keep running. It's a massive zombie tide led by a zombie king. We're all screwed. Hearing this, Greta commanded, don't panic. I'm still here. I'll hold back the Blade Corpse King. All association psychics, support the fortress garrison with all your might. Hold the line. But just then, a voice came from our communicator. The fortress is doomed. Everyone protect me and evacuate now. Taking advantage of his father being the president of the association, this guy chose to flee at this critical moment and even issued a command for a full retreat. Drive faster. Listening to the continuous messages of psychics retreating through the communicator, Greta was visibly furious. But just then, the Blade Zombie King launched another attack on her. Damn it, even if I'm the only one left, I will not retreat. With that, she fully unleashed her psychic powers, parrying the attack and once again immobilizing the Blade Zombie King. However, just as she swung her sword again to finish off the Blade Zombie King, the corpse poison suddenly acted up. She dropped her weapon and fell to her knees. The poison, it's spreading faster. You can't run now, can you? Damn it, I'm even losing the strength to control his movements. My toxin will dissolve your muscles and nerves, and you will soon lose the ability to move. Using your psychic ability will only accelerate the poison's effects. If you still have the strength, then run away. I won't even chase you, because I hate trouble. The root says that as long as I kill enough people, I'll find that guy who likes to hang around with humans. So my task is just to kill everyone in the fortress. I'm too lazy to waste my time on you. Do you understand? Help me. Where's the security officer? Someone save us. Goodbye, you troublesome human. Am I going to die? Am I ultimately unable to protect everyone in the city? No, I hear it. Someone is still calling me to keep fighting. They still need my protection. I am the security officer who protects humans. How can I fall here? Greta unleashed her power, blasting the Blade Zombie King away. To be corroded to this extent and still be able to move? This woman is really troublesome. After Greta unleashed her powers again, the toxin spread further. She fell to the ground, vomiting a large amount of blood. My muscles, they're melting. Looking at her gradually zombifying hand, she directly grabbed her own neck. What does it matter? I'll just use my psychic abilities to control my body. Just then, her blood exploded from her back, like wings made of blood. I'll kill all you damn zombies. I'll kill them all. Her body was twisted, but her weapon was still overflowing with energy. Her energy was enough to push away the Blade Zombie King. Why stand up? Why must you obstruct me? Why increase my workload? I hate doing extra work. Since you want to die so badly, I'll grant your wish. Why do you force me to fight seriously? You talk too much. I'm here to kill you. Greta also unleashed a powerful psychic energy, and the two charged at each other, Greta attacking from above. Such a level of slashing has no effect on me. Hearing this, Greta once again channeled her psychic ability, and instantly, numerous blades hovered above the Blade Zombie King's head. But facing the swiftly approaching blades, he completely ignored them, opening his mouth and biting towards Greta. At that moment, Greta cracked a smile. The next second, a building suddenly fell from the sky, smashing onto the Blade Zombie King. Just as Greta thought this strike could finish him off, the next second, the building was instantly shattered by slashes. You fight like a madman, but this has piqued my interest, so I'll be fighting you earnestly. Hearing this, Greta charged at the Blade Zombie King with her sword. However, just as the two were about to collide, a green light rapidly approached from a distance. The Blade Zombie King thought it was another of Greta's psychic powers, while Greta thought it was reinforcements for the Blade Zombie King. It was Zombie carrying Prince Kai and the subdued Moon-Eater Zombie King, sprinting happily, preparing for landing. Zombie smashed through the city wall and crashed into the Blade Zombie King. Seeing this, Greta was momentarily stunned in place. Then she quickly regained her senses. Zombie? Prince Kai? What are you holding? Ah, it's Greta. He started looking her over from left to right. It seems the zombie tide came earlier. Greta, you've been infected with the corpse poison, haven't you? Are you having a fated duel with the Blade Zombie King to protect the fortress? That battle must have been quite spectacular. Although I don't understand what you're talking about. The Blade Zombie King, you just crushed him, and there's no fortress to protect anymore. What? I'm sorry. Later, they started to mobilize the medical team due to the crack in the wall. Quick, move the wounded before the zombie tide notices the vulnerability. Save as many as you can. Be careful. Prince Kai, that place might collapse at any moment. However, he told the medic to not worry about him and continued to search. Thank goodness. I knew you would be okay. He found the severely injured prophet buried under the rubble. Luckily, I dodged getting hit in a vital spot, so I'm not dead yet. How about you guys? Are you all okay? It's okay. It's just, zombie accidentally destroyed the fortress during the battle. This loss will be charged to our team. Since you're okay, let's quickly think of what to do next. Upon hearing this, the prophet was mortified. Rescue team, I urgently need your help. Please bury me back. Death would solve everything. Meanwhile, on the other side, Zombie couldn't help but apologize for the results of his actions. The most important human border fortress is gone. I fought desperately, and yet I couldn't protect anything. I might as well finish myself. It's only half destroyed, right? Maybe it can still be fixed. Just then, with a boom, a pillar of ice shot up into the sky. There's still a battle going on over there. It seems to be in Violet's direction, and this move, it looks quite familiar. Isn't this ice mist ability from that troublesome cool zombie king? We had a hard time dealing with her back then. Bad news. Violet is in trouble. We need reinforcements quickly. He then turned to look at Greta, who had just finished fighting, was out of combat power, wanted to disappear because the fortress was destroyed, and then at Prince Kai, who was exhausted from fighting the Moon-Eater Zombie King all night, as well as the Prophet, who was mentally and physically injured and could die at any moment. Since everyone is injured, I guess I should go and check it out myself. After all, that Zombie King is the enemy Violet is least adept at dealing with. Hearing this, the Prophet immediately clung to Zombie's legs, and Prince Kai and the others hastily blocked his path. Zombie, calm down for a moment. I'll send someone to support right now. Besides, Alia and Gling are also over there. They can be trusted to handle it. Really? Is that okay? Hearing this, the three of them simultaneously said, it's totally fine. Meanwhile, on the other side, Violet and her two companions had escaped the cold specter Zombie King. We're going to die. Aren't you the heroes who specialize in hunting zombie kings? Why are you so skilled at running away? We were halfway through the hot springs, completely drenched. Fighting like that is too disadvantageous, and the cape doesn't keep warm at all. I'm about to freeze to death. Projectiles of ice were coming towards them as they ran. Be careful, the enemy is catching up. It's underneath us. As soon as she finished speaking, an ice pillar burst from the ground, heading straight for Violet. Fortunately, Violet reacted quickly, blocking the cold specter Zombie King's sneak attack. The cold Zombie King was somewhat impressed. You react quite fast. Although you're human, you reek of a familiar scent. Could you be related to the Root's target? I'll be taking your head for a proper interrogation. Hearing this, Violet turned around and swiftly swung her sword, but the cold specter Zombie King easily dodged it. At the same time, Gling took the opportunity to fire her charged particle cannon. Don't think about harming Sister Violet. However, the cold specter Zombie King easily dodged the particle cannon and lunged at Gling. The little one is indeed courageous. Then I'll take care of you first. No, I'll be the one taking care of you first. You damned bastard. Alia launched a supremely powerful fire punch at the cold specter Zombie King. However, after delivering that punch, Alia was disappointed. It turned out that her punch had only destroyed a clone of the cold specter Zombie King. She clearly saw my surprise attack. As Violet rushed over to join them, be careful, that thing is still around somewhere. This ice is harder than steel, and she can move through it at will. It takes too long to charge up an attack to break through the ice, and it won't even hit her. And if we manage to melt the ice, she'll just freeze it again. At this rate, we might freeze to death without even touching the enemy. The cold specter Zombie King instantly froze the entire area, trapping Violet and her group inside. Although we are trapped here, I can hear the sound of others fighting in the distance. I believe Zombie and the others will come to support us soon. What use is it if Zombie comes? We are facing a Zombie King in her own domain. They all possess fragments of the Root's power, a supreme existence that can dominate other zombies. Even if Zombie is strong, he can't overcome these Zombie Kings. The gap between their ranks are far too great. Hearing this, Violet thought of Zombie's true power. I don't know what gap you're talking about, but it definitely does not apply to Zombie. An enemy like this, who only scurry around, probably couldn't even take one punch from Zombie. As they were talking, a shadow moved under the solid ice at their feet. She's here, below you, Gling. But just as she finished speaking, the solid ice under Gling suddenly bulged, and the cold specter Zombie King grabbed her and dragged her up into the air. This useless one is mine now. Remember to collect her corpse. At the same time, Violet quickly followed and slashed the solid ice connecting to the cold specter Spectre Zombie King into countless pieces. That's right, just like that. Come and save this useless brat. But suddenly, Alia appeared behind her. Gling is not a useless brat. She's a very important partner, so get your hands off her. Alia unleashed powerful flames that swirled around them. Because of this, Violet had to retreat from the intense flames. Alia, Gling, are you two okay? As the flames dissipated, Alia was seen successfully rescuing Gling, but her abdomen had been pierced by the ice spikes of the cold Spectre Zombie King. Alia, how could this happen? I'm not really sure. Hang in there, we'll find some help. It's all my fault for being so useless. If I had been more careful just now. Then, Alia raised her hand to wipe the tears from her face. Fool, how can you blame yourself? Her kind of attack, none of the three of us could completely avoid. And just now, if I had been captured, wouldn't you have risked your life to save me? I just did what you would have done. Don't blame yourself. After hearing Alia's comforting words, Gling gradually calmed down. Just then, Violet suddenly noticed the ice that Alia had evaporated was beginning to reform. It's unfortunate that you didn't die. Brute force attacks aren't really my thing. It's a good thing I've already turned all the underground water of the city into ice. Now, enjoy the time you have left. With that, countless ice crystals rose around them, encasing them in a giant dome of ice. I will enjoy your pain in this gorgeous ice cage. Come at me. Feel the despair. Numerous ice spikes shot down from above towards Violet and the others. Violet instantly activated her zombie form. Bring it on, damn it. Gling, make sure Alia is safe. In the blink of an eye, she had split those ice spikes in two and charged rapidly towards the cold Spectre Zombie King. However, this just excited the cold Spectre Zombie King. What an interesting power. You truly do have something that the root is looking for. It seems like I'll need to take your head. Violet managed to block the attack, but she was still getting pushed back, crashing back to where she came from. I can't even get close. Will you be okay? I'll be fine. Just be careful. You too. If I forcefully activated the second zombie form, a full-powered strike might allow me to break through, but after that, I'll completely lose my mobility. Find somewhere to hide quickly. All we can do is wait for Zombie to arrive. You really trust Zombie a lot. It's good to have someone you can trust with your life. I also believe that Prince Kai and the Prophet will come to our rescue, but that's exactly why we shouldn't just hide and wait for rescue. Let's fight with all our strength and look for a chance to win. Only then do I deserve their trust as well. Trust is never just a one-sided dependency, don't you think so? Hearing the word dependency, Violet fell into thought. Since when have I become dependent on Zombie? Have I lost myself? A younger Violet was lying in a hospital bed and thought. Beside her bed is a photo of her happy family. She stared blankly in front of her, looking at her amputated legs. Across from her, an 18-year-old Dr. Jamie can overhear the nurses from outside. She had to kill her parents who turned into zombies and then used a kitchen knife to slowly amputate her own legs bitten by her zombie parents, crawling all the way to the Academy's rescue point by sheer will. This girl is just too pitiful. Is it you who wants to use my newly developed mechanical prosthetic limbs? I must warn you, the installation process involves severing each nerve and then electrifying them. It will be painful. Are you sure you want to? I accept. I need strength. I need the power to completely eradicate zombies. At that moment, Violet, reflecting on her younger self with a determined gaze, I remember now. This is the original me, having everything taken away by zombies, enduring pain and striving to become stronger to prevent the same tragedy from happening again. This is why I can't use zombies' power to fully awaken my abilities. That's right, because your heart is filled with hatred for zombies, and you cannot deceive your own heart. Meanwhile, back in reality, Alia landed a punch on the cold Spectre Zombie King with Gling hitting her beam of energy, but it was just another clone. We missed her true self again. Gling, are you okay? I'm fine. This guy appears and disappears unpredictably. If only the Prophet were here. I'll try to force her out. Violet, you assist Gling for now. But Violet continued to stand there in a daze. Violet, is something wrong? Just then, the ground under her feet started to crack. Seeing this, Alia and Gling quickly warned her to watch out. An ice spike suddenly burst from below, piercing Violet's body, lifting her high in the sky. Her heart was pierced through her body. The cold Spectre Zombie King materialized, holding the heart. I didn't expect to kill you so easily. It seems that the cold and fear have rendered you immobile. But Alia suddenly appeared and punched her in the face. However, she activated another decoy and escaped again. Gling, get Violet down and cover me. I'm going to kill her. Damn it. It seems I still need to control my emotions in battle. I was too careless just now and actually got hit. Sister Violet, I'll get you down right away. It's a fatal injury, but as long as I zombify, then I could. It's useless. You've already recognized the hatred in your heart, and now you can no longer use zombies' power. We're the only ones who can save you now. We, like you, are filled with hatred and anger. As she spoke, her appearance began to distort, transforming into a monster. Give your body to us. Let us take revenge on the entire world together. Let everyone suffer the same pain we do. I see. So you are the monster manifested from the billions of souls trapped on the Thousand Faces moon that was massacred by Vero. Why were you willing to serve your enemy Vero as dogs before, and now you are constantly messing around my consciousness? There was nothing we could do. Lord Vero was too powerful. Our entire civilization could not fight him. What's wrong with bowing to the strong? Aren't you also relying on your enemy, Zombie, for power? Without Zombie's power, you would have easily died to this Zombie King. Just accept our psychic power and willingly become our puppet for revenge against the world. At the same time, Alia once again unleashed a powerful flame ability. Seeing this, Gling couldn't help but start to worry for her. You're even burning your own flesh and blood. Too bad you'll turn into ashes before my ice melts. Meanwhile, Gling suddenly felt psychic fluctuations under her feet. She looked at Violet in disbelief. What is this aura? As the ice on Violet's chest had burst, the next second, Violet activated a completely new form. The scattering ice crystals had stopped mid-air. Violet, with her newfound powers, had stopped time. Violet stepped on the floating ice, rapidly advancing towards the cold specter zombie king. So this the ability generated by the psychic force of billions of people? Although it doesn't have the destructive power to manipulate the sun like Vero could, this suits my fighting style better. How is this possible? You accepted all the psychic energy. Why couldn't we control your body? I really should thank you. Thanks to you divisive spirits, I was able to remember the original purpose of my fight. My reason for eradicating zombies isn't for revenge, but to prevent tragedies like mine from happening again. Zombie and I are comrades with a common dream, and my trust in Zombie has never been because of his strength, but because of his kindness. This revelation allowed me to suppress your control. Zombie, no matter what he is or becomes in the future, I am willing to accept his power. With that, Violet unlocked the second-tier power of Zombie's genes and transformed again. You spirits, after the powerful body after zombification, you are only fit to submit under the power of Zombie. With the powerful body of zombification, and now her newly enhanced mind, she was able to crush the Thousand Faces moon in her hands. Watching Violet steadily approaching, the cold specter zombie king was in disbelief. What's happening? How is she completely different from before? This could be dangerous. Should I just try to escape? But in the blink of an eye, her arm was cut off. Wait, was I attacked just now? When did that even happen? Did Sister Violet awaken a speed ability like Prince Kai? She's so fast. I didn't feel the air being torn by high-speed movement. What she awakened seems to be a higher tier ability than speed. It's just an increase in speed. It's useless in my domain. Then, she unleashed her domain to its maximum power, and in an instant, numerous ice spikes shot towards her from all directions. Meaningless resistance. As her words fell, time had stopped once again. Then, Violet, dragging her sword, slowly walked towards the cold specter zombie king through the multitude of frozen ice spikes. The cold specter zombie king frozen in time stop. Violet slowly raised her sword, pointing it at the enemy. The body of the cold specter zombie king was instantly divided into countless pieces. Just like that, her body was scattered along the ground. What on earth is happening? How did I get cut again? How did she manage to do it? Violet stood over her opponent. Kneel before me, weakling. In that moment, Violet shattered the cold specter zombie king's ice domain into pieces. The cold specter zombie king could only watch in shock. Sister Violet is so strong. She easily shattered the barrier. Violet stood strong, watching the ice domain fall to pieces. Zombie, are you watching? I have successfully mastered this psychic power. Meanwhile, outside the barrier, not bad. It seems that Violet no longer needs my help, don't you think? At this moment, Prince Kai and Greta, who were holding onto his legs to stop him from smashing the building that he was holding up. That's right, Violet has already won. Zombie, you should put the building down. As the battle ended, cleanup operations inside the fortress began quickly. Greta used her powers to clear the rubble from the battle area. You guys should rest. The rescue team will be here soon. At this time, Violet, having reverted from her transformation, stood next to Zombie and whispered, so that's how Greta turned into a zombie. But why doesn't her form look like a goo? She's actually quite pretty, because she's still alive, just infected with the zombie gene, much like your zombie form. But to humans, she's already a zombie now, and that's going to cause a lot of trouble. Are you guys okay? Yes, we're fine. Is there anything I can do for you? No, we'll just leave now. She may have saved us, but the zombie poison might act up. I've heard of events like that happening before. No matter what these people think, I am willing to believe in you and your companions. Why are you talking about such things suddenly? Because I went through a second stage of zombification. I could clearly feel a huge change in my personality, and I even said some pretty cringeworthy things. But no matter how my personality appeared, my will was not affected at all. I am still myself. So I believe, no matter what you become, you will always be the zombie I know. Why are you staring at me like that? Did I say something wrong? I just thought of something. We came to this memory world to learn new abilities because you couldn't progress your zombification. Now that we've succeeded, I'll give you some practical training here to test where your limits are. After all, we don't have to worry about causing damage here. But zombie, there is no need for any practical training anymore. Meanwhile, off to the side, the Moon Eater Zombie King tossed a handful of dust at the Cold Specter Zombie King. Stop playing dead. Wake up. You surrendered to humans? You are a disgrace to zombies. The root will not let you off. What do you know? If I dared to resist, I would end up like the Blade Zombie King, scattered to the winds. That Zombie King can annihilate all zombies with a flick of his wrist. What are you saying? Erasing all zombies at will? That's right. Although he has taken a form we have never seen before, that zombie who is with humans is undoubtedly the root of all zombies, our Supreme Lord. But that doesn't make sense. Did the Lord send us here just to get beaten up by him? The Lord must have his reasons. We just need to follow his orders. Since you've mastered psychic power, there's no need for us to stay here anymore. Let's head back. What will happen to Alia and the others afterward. After the fortress defense war, the humans launched a counterattack, breaking through the dead zone and successfully defeated the root of the zombie tide. After that, I don't want to remember anymore. What's going on? Why don't I want to remember this part of my past? What exactly happened later? After we defeated the root, we found it was impossible to completely eliminate. And then what? My head hurts, like something is growing inside. I devoured the root and sealed it in my memory through amnesia. As long as I don't recall it, it can never be reborn. But now, the seal is about to be released. Meanwhile, at the core of the dead zone, this area was inaccessible to humans. This was due to the terrifying zombie tide that can engulf all life. Not only that, but it was also guarded by powerful zombie kings. Any creature that intrudes here will be exterminated on the spot. A group of zombies were marching forward, led by a bigger zombie that put a hat on. And these people were none other than zombies' followers who were sucked into the memory world. Everyone, what you are seeing now is the forbidden area of the dead zone from thousands of years ago. Make sure to follow me closely and don't get separated. The birds and zombies over there are so big. I wonder if they eat eggs like us. However, Dawn could only look around and worry. They were surrounded by fierce-looking dead zone zombies. Dawn then looked to their group, and the difference between these zombies were big. Is it really okay for us to be here like this? Pretending to be part of the zombie tide was a good idea, but you look so different from the zombies here. Not to mention that there are quite a few humans with us too. Don't worry, in this era, zombies all respect strength. Battle between zombie kings are one-on-one duels, not a group attack. Agon is strong enough to do whatever he wants. Other zombie kings will not be able to question him at all. Meanwhile, Agon had already put a zombie king under the ground. Stop acting tough. From now on, we will be colleagues. From now on, your subordinates are under my command, and your territory will be mine. Do you understand? However, his opponent stayed silent. Don't make me say it twice. And finally, the zombie king agreed. See, this is the iron rule set by the root. No zombie dares to violate it. To set rules for zombies all over the world. It seems this root you speak of is very powerful. Of course, that battle with the root was the closest the king ever came to death. That year, the king and his companions entered the dead zone, defeated one lord after another, and finally challenged the root. Zombie charged at his opponent, the enigmatic root which held a sinister smile. At first, the king was overwhelmed by the root. His companions fought desperately, buying enough time for the king to regenerate. They attacked simultaneously and blasted the root away. Finally, the king returned to the battle in a more powerful form. As their battle continued, the king kept reviving and dying repeatedly, and during the fight, he continuously evolved, developing a stronger form after another. That battle lasted for 7 days and 7 nights. The dead zone, serving as the battlefield, was also completely erased from the face of the earth. By the end of the battle, the severely wounded king didn't even have the strength to regenerate. It could be said that they only barely won. The root is even more terrifying than the mechanical zombie created by the ancients. So zombie finally eradicated the root? No, the root cannot be eliminated. The king only said that he locked it away. Where did zombie lock it up? I forgot. Of course. After all, it was such a long time ago. How could you forget something like that? Just then, the ground beneath Dawn started to crack. What's going on? Of course zombie can't remember. How could he dare to recall me? Where is that voice coming from? I am his most terrifying memory. Red mist started to come out of the giant cracks in the ground. What's going on here? Just what is that? The red mist turned into blood, coalescing into a giant form of blood and stone. Zombie couldn't truly destroy me, so he used his own brain as a cage to seal me in this memory world. And when he recalls me, that is the moment of my revival. So my body transformed on its own by instinct, as expected of the root's presence. What's going on? Zombie, what is that thing? This giant is just that guy's taste for mischief. The real trouble will emerge soon. Violet, while it hasn't fully manifested yet, call everyone here to run as fast as they can. Run as far as you can. The farther, the better. Finally, the root finished manifesting its form. I won't be using that big body. Let's get straight to the point. Violet, go quickly. Don't worry about me. Before they could even react, Zombie was directly hit, leaving behind only an arm. Violet could only watch and scream for Zombie in worry. Zombie was taken towards high in the sky, until Zombie was finally ready to fight again, now in his third form. Bring it on. The battle continued all across the world, clashing in different continents. This was not a fragment of Zombie's memory. This was the real root inside his head. So this is the power of the root. This isn't far enough. This distance is still too dangerous for them. Do you still have time to worry about such things? Zombie, when you sealed me in your memory, you should have known that the moment I escaped, it will be my turn to control your brain. Despite Zombie's struggles, resisting the root was futile. Zombie, this conflict of ours that has spanned over thousands of years. As the root gradually merged with Zombie's body, mysterious patterns began to appear on him, and his appearance started to change. Finally, it seems I have won after all. Zombie, now corrupted by the root, stood in the sky. The sky above became filled with dark clouds and thunder roared. The root has disappeared. Did Zombie win this battle? But his current form, why does it have a menacing aura? Is this his stronger battle form? I've never seen this form either. Unlike the dangerous aura of the fifth form, this presence felt more like pure death. Good evening, everyone. It's good to see many familiar faces. It's a rare occasion for everyone to gather, and yet I didn't prepare any gifts. Instead, I hope you can accept this little gift instead. The prophet, using his foresight, understood the situation. He is not zombie. Everyone get away. Just then, the root flicked his fingers. An extreme force blasted the city walls to rubble. Are you kidding me? Just a flick of the finger, and it's this powerful? Below them was a massive trench in the ground that was the result of the flick. The strongest human fortress, now completely obliterated. However, the root noticed his arm was acting up. You haven't been completely devoured yet. Huh? That's so like you, zombie. You don't have to worry so much. I'm not going to do anything bad. I'll only be destroying this memory world, and then going back to the real world. Just then, Violet suddenly appeared behind the root. Give back Zombie's body right now. I'll definitely return him. You'll only have to wait a little while. Only about 100 billion years. So I have to fight something that even Zombie could not defeat. We have to end it here. This guy can't get away. Aren't these the companions who followed Zombie back then? The root effortlessly dodged their attacks. Then let's use you to celebrate my rebirth. We missed completely. However, Alia's flames were deflected from the root's air pressure. The flames are coming too fast. I can't dodge it. Don't just stand there. Move it. Instead, multiple mountains shattered because of the root's attack. Although severely injured, they managed to save their own lives. You two actually survived. That's really great. Then let me send you another one. You brats really love sneak attacks. Aren't you brave enough to fight me head on? That doesn't matter. As long as I defeat you. You almost hit me. Did this guy get faster? But the root noticed something. The prophet was hiding in the distance. By utilizing his foresight, he could give commands to Prince Kai by predicting the root's movements, to be able to foresee my actions. It's not bad at all, but this is just petty tricks made by weaklings. It's over. The root threw Prince Kai to the ground, knocking him out in one go, following it up with a kick to his face. Unfortunately, you are just fragments of memory. Killing you won't be any fun. However, you seem to be the real deal. The root was able to shatter Violet's time stop, and she was grabbed by the throat. You carry Zombie's aura. Are you a toy that he made? Violet coughed up a large amount of blood. Alia and Greta were too injured on the side, and Prince Kai was knocked out on the ground. Is this the result of directly confronting Zombie? There's no chance of victory at all. Let go of Sister Violet, you bastard. Hearing this, the root looked in Ganling's direction. I remember you. If you had enough time to prepare, you would be the most destructive among all of them, right? Back then, they all desperately bought you time. How about I give you that chance? Do you want to try it? Maybe you can really kill me. Hearing this, Ganling dropped her staff and began to gather energy. You said it, and you can't take it back now. That attack power that destroyed the fortress. I can do that too. While Ganling was powering up, the root did not interfere but looked on with anticipation. Very good. It's not bad. You didn't disappoint me, kid. This attack, it can definitely do it. Ganling grasped her staff with both hands. It can save everyone. It's quite an impressive aura. But, with just a finger, the root stopped the attack in its tracks. Is that it? Can it be a little stronger? At this moment, in the earlier years of Ganling, she was being bullied in an alley. The children told her that her mother was at fault for getting bitten and still giving birth to her, which resulted in Ganling not being able to control her psychic abilities. You keep breaking things. If you continue like this, you'll be executed just like your mother. I won't do it again. Please just let me go this time. You aren't in a position to make requests now. Ganling pleaded more, but the bullies had enough of her excuses. You too. Teach her a lesson she won't forget. Stop acting like the victim, you monster. You can just die. The bullies continued to beat on her, while Ganling could only continue to beg. This is dangerous. Ganling's psychic ability manifested out of her control, shooting out in between the bullies, but they only got even more furious. How dare you fight back? I'll beat you to death. Because of this uncontrollable power, I've been labeled as a monster. There were many times that I wished to not have this power, that it would have been better if I was never born, but only now, for the first time, that I wish for my power to be even stronger. Ganling unleashed her psychic ability to the maximum output. Stronger, even if it burns my life away. Deliver the strongest attack. There's only one thing that matters right now. Defeat him at all cost, to end the calamity of this world. I'll make you wipe that smile off your face. The ball of energy grew to an incredible size, surging with electricity. Ganling managed to push him back. Is it really possible? Ganling continued her attack, but her body was starting to crack. Interesting. It feels a little stronger now. However, it means I should get serious now too. The ball of energy that was pushing onto the root, it now was being pushed backwards. The root had a sinister look as he slowly walked towards Ganling. How can this be? Is it so strange? You're using your own life to fuel your psychic abilities. It's an attack that risks your life. You can't be thinking that your desperate action is enough to bridge the gap between us, right? No, we can't lose. If we lose now, everyone will die. Everyone important to me will perish. I'm such a useless person. I just want to protect everyone. Just this once. Her psychic output started to fizzle out. Burning out already? It seems like that fun was short-lived. But the root noticed something behind Ganling. It was Agon, holding Ganling, assisting her attack by unleashing his own energy. Don't give up. This was enough to blast through the root's hold. It can't be. The beam continued to the horizon and exploded into a gigantic blast of green energy. As the smoke cleared, Ganling dropped her staff and fell towards Agon. That was the same ability as mine. Just who are you? Agon pondered on how to answer. Back in the past, a younger Ganling finally finished her project. It's not bad. It seems like I'm pretty good at this. From now on, I'll call you Agon, and you are my first friend here. Let's learn to control our abilities responsibility together and become great heroes that can protect everyone. In the present, Agon could only smile with sincerity. It seems like you did everything you can to protect everyone. Meanwhile, the others arrived to the battlefield. How did it turn out like this? Is that Agon? During the final battle, she completely burned her body. The king managed to condense a body with psychic abilities. Her new form was modeled after a doll that she made, a form that better represents her self-image. Someone strong and confident, someone that can protect other people and themselves. Gling and Agon are the same being. This delighted the Root. Finally, it's the real deal. Get ready, Dawn. We're the only ones who can support them. So, it has arrived. Black steam started emanating from his body, quickly repairing his injuries and torn clothes. You are all from the real world, aren't you? It's finally time for a proper battle. As expected from the root of the zombie tide that fought our king, if he destroys this memory world, he'll also appear back in the real world. Agon slowly put down Gling, gently wiped the dirt from her face. He won't be making it to the real world. Hello, could you take care of this child? You don't need to ask. You can leave the injured to me. Thank you, brother prophet. Hearing this, the prophet wondered if Agon had known him, but dismissed the idea to prioritize helping the injured. Let's all go together. I've been waiting a long time for a fight. I hope you are stronger than the fragments of memories. Cut the crap. That's more like it. I like your directness. The two exchanged hundreds of punches. The entire battlefield was blown apart by the force of their punches. However, just as Ago swung another punch, the Root suddenly dodged downward and then came up with an uppercut right through Ago's head. There's something missing. Your head isn't your weak spot. Huh? Who would place their weak spot in such an obvious place? As expected of a creation personally nurtured by zombie. I'll just have to smash your entire body then. Suddenly, a barrel of a Gatling gun appeared right at the Root's head. I'll be smashing you first. An enhanced Gatling gun? Now this is exciting. However, the Root managed to grab Dawn's Gatling gun and he started to spin her around. I'll be taking away your weapon. Suddenly, the department head appeared behind Dawn and caught her. Even more new equipment? What can you do with it? I'll be giving you a taste of it. The department head unleashed his particle cannon, splitting a mountain underneath them, directly hitting the Root. Not bad. The power is about the same as the little girl from earlier, but it's still futile. It's not over yet. Agon heavily crashed down on the Root, causing a massive earthquake. But as the dust settled, Agon was hit with a surprise attack. This is exciting now that everyone is here. Agon was blasted away towards a mountain in the distance. That attack didn't even hurt him. Just then, Ago launched another attack. Don't rush, little guy. It's your turn next. The Root kicked with all his might, but Ago was able to catch him. I've got you. You caught me? What can you possibly do in your current state? But then, the Root noticed the debris around him had stopped. Ago opened his eye, unleashing his ability. His body started to disintegrate, forming around the Root. Damn it, I fell for the trap. Then, two massive stone hands heavily clasped the Root. Ago's real body stood atop the stone hands. I told you, I've got you. Good job, Ago. Maximum output. Take this, you bastard. Agon unleashed his full power, piercing through the giant stone hands, even continuing towards outer space. Meanwhile, in the real world, H City has suddenly vanished, and the crack in the sky continued to widen. Blackie stood in front of the crack, his palms suddenly bursting with a massive amount of black material. With a fierce wave forward, the black material instantly formed a hand that reached towards the crack. But just as it was about to reach the crack, the black hand was instantly destroyed, the force carrying all the way through the material, tearing apart Blackie's arm in an instant. I still can't get close. That rift definitely comes from the king's power, but it gives me a very strange feeling. What is the king doing? If this continues, the surrounding cities might also get sucked in. Don't you understand, Alang? This must be the king's way of destroying humanity. Hurry up and let me out. I'll be the vanguard. That is the end of days. The prophecy has come true. We failed to kill Zombie, and now the end of days will be born within him. The entire universe will be reduced to ashes. The dust settled to reveal the crumbling stone hands, and the Root falling from the sky. I was injured by that. Zombie's body isn't as useful as I thought. If we can deliver a few more attacks like that, we might be able to completely destroy him. Alright, I can still hold him down. Ridiculous. You think you can restrain me? I am the root of all zombies. You are just small fry that was granted power by Zombie. You think you can contend with me? Your arrogance is truly infuriating. Kneel before me. Feel the presence of the apocalypse. The next second, the Root covered the sky with a menacing aura. How strong is this guy? Looks like it'll take a greater effort. That doesn't matter at all. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Moon Eater Zombie King and the Ice Spectre Zombie King were shivering, feeling the oppressive might of the Root. The boss is fighting above. Are we really okay just hiding here? This, you don't understand. Let me share a life lesson with you. If you don't understand something, it's best to just hide. This way, your life will be a lot easier. Plus, the bald guy before, and now the one above, their presences are undoubtedly that of the Root, but their attitudes towards humans are completely opposite. So, before we understand the Root's profound intentions, it's best for small fries like us to not get involved. Otherwise, we won't even know how we died. But it feels like the Root is reclaiming my power. What can we do in an inevitable situation? Relax. Look at me. I'm disappearing too, right? This means our boss is preparing to end the world. Nothing we do now will make any difference. Just lie down and accept our fate. Look, aren't there so many us being reclaimed? What's there to worry about? And so, the power of all of the zombie kings converged towards the root. Prophet, the fight isn't over yet. Please help heal these two as well. I'm not a dedicated medic. Keeping them alive is already my limit. There's no way we can keep fighting. What is that? The mountains in the distance. They're moving. Nonsense. Isn't the whole world shaking right now? Hurry up and prioritize helping the injured. You have to look. It seems like I should have treated you first if you keep acting like this. But then, the prophet saw what Prince Kai was pointing out. No, that is definitely not a mountain. It's a zombie tide. The kind that could devour the whole world. Are you kidding me? Even if every human in our world turned into a zombie, there wouldn't be this many, right? Fortunately, this is zombies' memory. If this zombie tide appeared in the real world, the whole world would be flattened instantly. It makes no difference. We have to stop the zombie tide. If we can't hold them back, human civilization here will be destroyed, and once the memory world collapses, reality will be next. If the zombie tide reaches the real world, the casualties will be unimaginable. The problem is we're too busy with handling the root. That zombie tide will only grow stronger and eventually devour everything. The menacing aura of the root loomed in the distance as the zombie tide continued to march forward. I'll leave zombie in your hands now. As for the zombie tide, we'll be the ones to handle it. The ancient's gauntlet, doesn't that control your body once you use it? That is too dangerous to keep. It's okay, at least for now. My will and that of the ancients are aligned in eliminating zombies. How about it? Dawn, want to join me in dealing with the zombie tide? Of course, you can count me in. Ago, can you help me find my Gatling gun? I don't know where the root threw it away. Rest assured, I already prepared for you. Alright, thanks a lot. Then we'll leave the zombie tide to you guys. We'll go and deal with the root. Don't worry about us. You two need to be more careful. Hearing these warm words, Agon could only smile in delight, and so, the two charged forward to face their opponent. Hey, department head, do you really think those two can defeat zombie? It's hard to imagine that anyone can beat that guy, especially this zombie who harbors malice towards humans. They can definitely win. The reason we can win is because that thing is not zombie. He is just occupying his body, and so, he is not invincible. Meanwhile, the psychics inside the fortress were busy repairing the destroyed walls. The breach is almost repaired. You can now start retreating here. Roger, we were not able to hold them off for long, but the situation is different now. An incredible group of people just arrived. Now the tides of this battle has turned to our favor. It seems like we now have a fighting chance. The department head unleashed a giant sword towards the zombie tide, disrupting their position. Before such power, the psychic's morale has greatly improved. We will definitely protect this world. I've almost got this side handled. Keep it up, everyone else. As his words fell, time stopped once again, and the numerous giant swords were suspended in midair. In this state, Violet is the only one that can move, and she took a big swing at her target, the root. However, in this time stop, the root was able to frown. This trick of yours is useless against me. Die, you ant. And with that, Violet's time stop was once again shattered by the root. Violet crash landed, leaving a massive crater. A bunch of annoying flies. You just keep on coming. This is so annoying. Ago kept manipulating the debris to restrain the root once again. As expected of the king's body, it's difficult to keep him at bay. The root suddenly appeared in front of him in a flash. Grabbing Ago's arms, the root pulled it off with such force. At the same time, he had to dodge a barrage of bullets. Fighting us while wearing that face, you can't even regenerate anymore. It's just as Violet had said. You can't fully control Zombie's body. Having his body doesn't mean you can use it. Hearing this, the root pierced Dawn's body in frustration. You sure do talk a lot for a fly. It seems like every single one of you likes to dance with death. Since you want to die so badly, I'll grant your wishes. Agon appeared to catch Ago and Dawn. You want to kill us? You see, that won't come easily. Agon unleashed multiple blasts of energy, and the root could only try to avoid these attacks. Here's another one, just for you. Not bad. Then I'll give you the honor of dying first. The root swiped his hand with a great force, cutting Agon in half. I'm here now. Agon, hold him down for a moment. I'll gather a big one just for him. You damn small fries. Stop talking amongst yourselves. But before he could finish, Violet once again activated her time stop, swinging her sword right for his neck. However, her blade could not reach its target. Damn it, just a little bit more. You've missed your chance. Insects. It's time to end this. A fierce blood mist erupted from the root, forming a massive hurricane in the air. Under the assault of the blood mist, Agon and the others were all slammed back to the ground. When the dust settled, both Agon and Ago's second forms had been dispelled. He is too strong. We're no match for him at all. Although we didn't finish him in one strike, we've already succeeded. You were able to get his arm? I wanted his head, but an arm is good enough. So, how is it? My taunt earlier really worked. Made him panic and slip up, didn't it? I bet he's super pissed right now. At that moment, the root stood in the air with a dark expression on his face. To think I'd be hurt by toys that I created myself. It seems like Zombie's body isn't as strong as I thought. Let's charge again. I'll blow him away in one go. Don't push yourself. Even with Zombie's genes, your body is at its limit. One mistake and we'll be killed instantly. After losing an arm, there's no doubt that he is weaker than before. Just a little longer and he'll be done for. Ignorant ants. You think I actually care about this useless body? I was merely playing with Zombie's power, but it seems like he wasn't anything special. Since that is the case, let me show you my true form. I am the root of all zombies, formless, shadowless, undying, and eternal. His true form is a being that could match the king evenly. We need to be careful. But just then, Zombie's body spoke, trying to come and go as you please. That's quite rude, you know? It's just a broken arm. I can give you two in its place. How about that? It's rare for you to come out and play, so let's keep having fun. Just stay obediently inside my body. How can this be? Why can't I get out of this body?